Hello, hello, Dana Wilde here, and welcome. I'm so excited to talk with you today because we're going to do a really brief show about celebrity, or what I like to call stepping into your celebrity. You know, it's kind of funny because I've offered this program, the Celebrity Formula, for about a year now, and we've had several classes go through with much success, but I realized not so long ago, we just have been kind of doing this quietly on the side in the background, and nobody really knows, what is that program, or why do I need that, or any of that. So I thought I would do a big class. I'm going to do it next week. The class is, you can get pinged because we're going to do it live on Facebook, of all things, and you can get pinged if you want to be a part of it. It'll be at danawilde.com/class. Just go over to danawilde.com/class and we'll give you a ping and let you know when it's live. Or maybe you watch on the replay, because sometimes you just won't be able. But it'll be the whole works. I'll have slides, right? It'll be really fancy. So come on over and learn about it. And I'll tell you why. This is kind of a true confession time for me, because I have built two businesses from zero to over $1 million in sales very, very quickly, both of them. In under 2 years, we hit that mark. And at the Mind Aware, we hit 60,000 followers in less than 2 years. And I've always attributed 100% to train your brain, which I still do, right? When your mindset is right, and when you're brain training, and when you know how to think, you get results. You get results quickly because your reticular activating system, part of your brain, is matching it up. So it works out great. Having said that, I recently kind of reverse engineered something, and I was looking at it. I was thinking, just before I launched the Celebrity Formula, I was thinking, what is it specifically that I'm quote unquote doing that's different than what other people are doing? Why is it that some people get results so quickly, or how is it that they get referrals, and how is it that they get sales or get leads? What is it that I'm doing that's different? And you know how sometimes when you do things naturally, you don't really realize you're doing them? And so I had to kind of step outside of myself and say, what is it that I'm doing? And what I realized is it's this thing I've started to call stepping into my celebrity. And with the Celebrity Formula, now that we've had a few classes go through, even better is I realize that it can be taught. So why would you want to step into your celebrity, and what is stepping into your celebrity? So stepping into your celebrity is if you want to be the go-to person in your particular marketplace or your particular niche. I always like to give the example of a local person here in Minneapolis that I know, who's a friend. And we work together actually at Caring for Cats, and we've worked together through the Mind Aware, and she's a Feng Shui expert. Her name is Carol Hyder, and she's the founder of a Feng Shui school that's internationally known. So she's a very famous Feng Shui expert. Feng Shui, for those of you that don't know, is, in short, this is my baby explanation, right? It's like a Chinese philosophy or way of placing items in your home or placing items in your office space so that the energy is more conducive to success. Very complicated profession, very complicated, learning all the different pieces of it. And Carol Hyder is probably, I don't know for sure, but I think she's world renowned about this, right? She has people come in from all over the world to go to her school. So what happens, because I know Carol outside of that realm, we end up going to functions where it's about caring for cats or it's about something else. And she ends up, being known as the Feng Shui person. So somebody will be talking to somebody else in a room and saying yada, 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 Feng Shui. And immediately, of course, somebody else will say, oh, you have to know Carol Hyder. You should have Carol Hyder come and look at your house. Or you have to know Carol Hyder. I know somebody who does that. Or I know somebody. Her name comes up all the time, that she's the expert, not only locally here, but nationally and internationally, right? So when you have that kind of notoriety, or when you have that kind of, when people know you in that way, you really don't have to look for business anymore. You get referrals, you get people sending leads your way, you have people who want to work with you, so they just work with you because you're the person that they know. They see your name out and around. And so stepping into your celebrity means becoming the known person in your marketplace, right? Becoming the known person in your marketplace and getting the benefits of having that happen. So there's so many different benefits to it. The question really is, why don't people do it? And I think that the biggest thing standing in the way of people doing it is, and in fact, I'd love to hear what your answers are. We're here with a live studio audience, and I would love to hear why do you think that people don't step into their celebrity or don't garner or capture that space in their marketplace and become known? Let me just see if I can get a little response here and see what everybody's got to say, because I kind of know that I've actually got to narrow it down to 2 answers to be specific, but let's see how close we get with the answers. Yeah, great comments coming in. The first one is fear, right? Fear or rejection, right? And sometimes I kind of call this fear one. It's also kind of equivalent to maybe what we might say called not being worthy,
Playing Man by Kendrick Lamar.
Hey, look at that. My Siri wants to chime in on this conversation. So I like to call it, it's like this idea of not being worthy. And maybe I call it that because I know I went through a lot of that. There was a lot of this, like, who am I? Because when you step into your celebrity and you start to claim your space as the person in your marketplace, there's that part of you that feels, that gets it and you're in with both feet. And then there's that other little voice in your head that's kind of like, ooh, who do you think you are? Like, what are you doing? And I won't kid around with you or lie to you and say, like, hey, guess what? When you do the Celebrity Formula program, it's like flipping a switch and forever you're healed and cured and you are immediately thinking of yourself so highly and like the celebrity. I haven't found that for myself. But what I have found is I found the tools to manage it and to maintain it and to stay in that energetic place that I want to be in as the celebrity. And so it gets easier and easier and easier and easier all the time. The other one that I've found is people don't know how. So those are the 2 things. It's kind of that fear, worry, who am I, not feeling worthy, all that kind of emotional stuff. And then the other one is, well, how do you do it? Like, how do you step into your celebrity? It's kind of a woo-woo concept, or it's kind of an esoteric concept. And so what exactly are you talking about, right? Well, one of the things we realized in doing this program and in kind of unfolding this program, and this is something I've never been able to talk about because I haven't done anything on this a year ago. When I started doing this, I didn't know this, what I'm going to tell you now, because we hadn't done any classes. But now we've gone through it, and I see that really what's at the core of stepping into your celebrity, what's at the core of becoming the celebrity in your market is mindset, which of course is my expertise, right? And I realized, like, oh my gosh, this is energy work, and energy work is emotional work, and emotional work is thinking work. And you can claim your space and you can craft your identity in your particular niche because being a celebrity is taught. So once I started to figure that out, like reverse engineer what I was doing and figure that out, what I realized is, oh man, I did this. Not so many years ago, I was a radio host. I was actually like live on the radio, not on the internet, like in 10 markets in the United States and Hawaii, continental United States and Hawaii. And I was, on the radio, having a radio show. And as part of doing that, I had to go through this really, really extensive training. And when I went through this extensive training to learn how to be the celebrity, learn how to be the radio celebrity, this is the elements, the pieces that we did as part of that training. And I kind of started to put all the pieces together. Like once you take the mindset piece and then you take the formula piece and you start to put it together, that's when you start to be able to actually be the celebrity in your market. Because celebrity is crafted. Celebrity is manufactured. Celebrity is claimed. All of those things. I don't know why, somewhere in the back of my mind, and maybe it's the culture we live in, and I'm of a certain age where we won't say, but no, I'm just kidding. I'm in my mid-50s. And so people of my age group, we were still raised with some of the kind of old Hollywood stories. I think Lana Turner was one of the good stories of like, Lana Turner went into a soda shop and she was discovered in Hollywood, and then she went on to become a star. So I think especially my generation, and maybe even the millennials, and certainly all the boomers, we were kind of raised with this idea that, celebrity is something that's given to you, or celebrity is something that's bestowed upon you. Somebody discovers you in a soda shop and says, "Hey, Dana, I love your show. I'd like you to have a TV show," right? Like that, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. We'd certainly have those YouTube stars and things like that where things come around. But I would venture to bet that even those people who start out on podcast or YouTube or wherever they're starting out have to go and solicit and go find it. I don't think we live in that age where people are out standing in soda shops looking for people to discover. And so step one, and this is the kind of usable piece I want you to take home with you today, because I'm going to do a full show on this next week. And so the show, it can be found at danawilde.com/class. And what I'm going to do in that, I guess I'll call it a class, right? Since I said class, what I'm going to do in that class is actually give you step by step what you need to do to step into your celebrity. Everything you need to do to become the celebrity in your marketplace. And it's my favorite price. It's free. So if you go to danawilde.com/class, you can see the whole class or get the replay. It'd be nice if you could join me live, but if you can't, you can be here as part of the replay. And the most important piece is the piece I'm going to tell you right now. And this is the piece I want you to play with, and I want you to just think about it, because you may not be 100% ready for it. And that's understandable, because I'm just starting to really talk about this publicly. We've done our beta classes, and we've seen, like, yes, this can be taught. And so now this is like one of the first times I'm really talking about this publicly and saying, hey, you have to start somewhere. So the place to start is deciding and claiming it. If you want to be the celebrity in your market, if you want to be the known person in your market, if you want to be the go-to person in your market, you can't stand around a soda shop and wait for somebody to come and find you. You have to decide that you want it, and you have to decide and claim it, that you're going to be that person in your niche. You're going to be that person in your niche who is going to be the go-to person, just like Carol Hyder is here locally. You want to be where you don't have to go looking for clients. You have to decide which clients to work with and how much to charge, because you've got such a long line. You want to be in that position where you're so well known, everybody is coming to you and you're not having to work at it. And the way you start by doing that, step one is the very first thing to know, and it's something you can practice right now, is to decide, do you want that? And if you want that, give a shout out and say, yes, I do. Yes, I want that, and I'm ready, and I can't wait to see your class, because we are going to break this down little by little, detail by detail, very, very soon. And so with that, I will just say that I hope you join me. Head on over to danawilde.com/class and join me, because we're going to have a really fun time, and I can't wait to chat with you then. In the meantime, go out and claim your celebrity, because nobody can do it but you. See you soon. Bye, everybody. Mwah!